What's good, MGT kings and queens? Welcome back to the Bot Dome. Okay, so this week has been absolutely wild. The U.S. military confirmed they were running a Bitcoin node. Yep, RFK Jr. called Bitcoin the off-ramp from the money printing machine on national television, y'all. 6.66 billion in long liquidations sitting directly below current price like a trap door. And my algorithmic trading bot is just sitting there, completely unbothered. It's waiting for that score 9 in that choppy regime. And honestly, the machine might be the most composed thing in this entire market right now. Now today, we're gonna break all of this down, what is actually happening at the micro level, and what my algorithm sees when it looks at the current market structure, and why patience right now is not weakness, it's strategy. So let's get into it. Let me start with what happened this week because it genuinely is historic. Admiral Samuel Paparo, the U.S. Indo-Pacific commander, told Congress directly that the United States military is running a Bitcoin node. His exact words were that Bitcoin is a tool for American power projection. Let me say that out loud one more time. American power projection. Now, this is not a retail trader talking about Lambos. This is the most institutionally credible statement about Bitcoin that has ever been made on the floor of Congress. And then RFK Jr. goes on CNBC and calls Bitcoin the off-ramp from the money printing machine and describes it as hard currency. Now, I'm not here to talk politics, but when military commanders and politicians are using language like power projection and hard currency to describe Bitcoin on national television, that is a narrative shift that does not reverse. This is not a headline. This is infrastructure language, and infrastructure takes time to price in. Now, let me show you what is exactly happening in the data because this is where it gets really interesting. Now, fear and greed index jumped from 32 to 46 in a single day. That is the largest single day rise in recent memory. Bitcoin's sitting at about 77,737 right now. And here is the setup that my algo is watching very carefully. Well Insider flagged 6.66 billion in long liquidations, sitting directly below current price if Bitcoin drops 5,000 from here. Now, most retail traders see that number and panic. My machine sees that number and calls it a map. Institutions know exactly where those liquidation clusters are. They use CoinGlass liquidation heat map data, the same tool I use to understand where price is likely to get pulled, like that magnet, right? And one of my 15 scoring layers uses that liquidation data as a confirmation signal. So when retail is scared about 6.66 billion in liquidations, my algorithm is using that exact information to score potential setups. That's the difference between retail thinking and institutional thinking. Now let me break down how my bot actually makes decisions because I think this is the part that most people have never seen before. Most signal services are complete black box. They send you an alert and you have no idea why. My system scores every potential trade across 15 independent layers. BTC correlation, smart money concepts, funding rates, open interest, cumulative volume delta, higher time frame bias, mild time frame bias, liquidation data, and so on. Each layer adds or subtracts points. A trade has to score 7 or higher just to get considered. In a ranging market like we're in right now, the threshold jumps to score 9 or higher. Do you know how many setups score 9 or higher? Not many. And this is the entire point. The military didn't confirm Bitcoin overnight. They spent months, maybe years, studying the protocol, validating the infrastructure, and building conviction. My bot works exactly the same way. It doesn't chase headlines. It waits for every single filter to align before firing a signal. Now let me show you the current state of the algorithm. AVAX, 80% win rate. Ethereum, 66.7% win rate. Combined backtest shows 71.4% win rate with a 2.44 risk to reward average. Both coins are currently showing ranging regimes. Both coins have institutional grade zones identified by my swing detection algorithm. AVAX supply zone at about $10, marked strong. Ethereum supply zone at $2,465, also marked strong. Now these zones were found automatically while I was sleeping. Swing high rejection with wick analysis on both coins, perfect institutional zone detection, but here's the beautiful part. The bot is disciplined enough not to trade them yet because the regime filter says ranging. In ranging conditions, my system requires a score 9 or higher. The setups are there, the zones are perfect, the macro narrative is building, but the intraday structure hasn't confirmed it yet. So what? We wait. I want to talk to you about something that nobody else in the crypto signal space talks about, the psychology of waiting. This week was absolutely packed with the most bullish macro news I've seen in months. Military confirming Bitcoin, Wells accumulating, RFK calling it hard currency, and BlackRock buying $247 million worth of Bitcoin. And my bot sent 0 signals. 0. And I know what you might be thinking. Moan God, what's the point of having an algorithm if it's not firing signals during the most bullish week in months? It's a great question. But the point is that my algorithm does not trade the news. It trades the structure that forms after the news. Retail traders bought the Admiral Papero headline. Institutions were already positioned before the headline. My bot waits for the structure to confirm what the macro is already telling us. And when it does confirm, every single filter has passed, every scoring layer has aligned, then that's when it fires. And when we fire, it means something. Now let me zoom out let me zoom out one more time because the context here matters a lot, okay? Eric Trump's American Bitcoin just added 11,298 ASIC miners. They now have 89,242 mining machines. That's not a side project, that's a strategic bet. Now, crypto funds saw 1.4 billion in weekly inflows last week, highest since January. Total assets under management climbed to 155 billion. BlackRock bought 247 million in Bitcoin this week alone. And the Fear and Greed Index jumped from 32 to 46 in a single day. So the narrative is shifting, right? The infrastructure is building and the institutions are accumulating. My algorithm is watching every single one of those data points across its 15 scoring layers. And it's telling me to wait for the right setup. Not because nothing is happening, but because the best setups require all layers to align simultaneously. When that happens, the win rate speaks for itself. 71.4% win rate again. That's not luck, y'all. That is systematic patience combined with institutional grade scoring. So where does this all go from here? The macro narrative is the strongest it's been all cycle. The military is running Bitcoin nodes, politicians are calling it hard currency, and institutions are pouring in billions every week. And my bot, it's waiting for score 9 with perfect zone detection already identified on AVAX and ETH. Could be tomorrow, could be next week. But when the signal fires, you will be the first to know. Because that is what this channel is all about. It's real data, real algorithm, real results. No hype, no guessing, no gambling. Just institutional grade precision applied to crypto markets by a self-taught builder who had absolutely no business building this thing. And I did it in 5 days. And now if this resonates with you, smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. We drop new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and every single one is backed by live dashboard data that you can verify yourself. Drop a comment below. What do you make of the military calling Bitcoin a power projection tool? Is this the moment that changes everything? I read every single comment, and I want to hear your take. And if you want to follow along with the live bot performance, the dashboard link is in the description. Every trade, every result, fully transparent. This is Moon God, still building, still letting the data do the talking, and forever learning. Listen, we're gonna see you on the next one. MGT Kings and Queens, let's freaking grow.